Hey everyone, this is Jared with CData, and we've got another exciting video demoing the capabilities of CData Connect AI. CData Connect AI is the first managed MCP platform, and it provides real-time access to over 300 different data sources to all of your AI agents, LLM clients, and more. And what we're going to showcase today is an agent that we built using the Claude Agent SDK. This is going to be an enriched task generator. It is going to receive an email from a shared inbox, and then it is going to pull in data related to the customer that sent the email, do sentiment analysis on that email, and then create an enriched task in Salesforce that provides instructions for the account rep, customer health for the account rep, all based on live data that's coming from our enterprise systems. So I'm in Connect AI here. You can see that we've got Salesforce, Snowflake, Zendesk, and other sources connected. We'll be pulling data from Salesforce, from Snowflake, and Zendesk to create this picture of customer health based on the email that we receive and create that task. So at this point, I think it makes the most sense to go ahead and jump into our agent implementation. We created this agent using the Claude Agent SDK for Python, but you would be able to do this with any of the other SDKs that are available from the Claude Agent SDK, thanks to Anthropic. And what we've built here, it really has three parts. So the first part is our MCP client. This is the part of the agent that handles the communications between the agent and the Connect AI MCP server. So it handles authentication, parses the response, lists the tools, make sure that the agent knows everything that's available to it. The next part is our agent itself. And so this is the agent that is going to create the enriched task in Salesforce based on the email that is received. It is able to call the tools. We've got the tool handler. We're creating agent SDK tool wrappers for the MCP tools that are exposed by the MCP server. And then when we create the session, this is where we can see all of the Claude agent options, and that includes this robust system prompt. So this is giving all of the instructions to the agent that tells it what its task is. You could keep this simple, and thanks to the flexibility of the CData MCP server, it is very likely that if you gave it these instructions as a single prompt instead of part of the system prompts for the agent itself, it will be able to explore the data and find the solution, perform the task that you've asked. But as you do when you are building agents, we want it to serve a very specific purpose, and so we've baked all of these instructions into the agent itself. We've given instructions about the tools that are available, how to use those tools best to complete the task that it's been assigned, and even asked it itself to give us some system prompt enhancements based on its own behavior over subsequent runs that improve the performance of the agent itself and help it perform the task that we've asked it to perform better. And so in the last bit is we've got an interactive mode. So ideally this agent would be deployed into a workflow with an orchestrator sitting on top of it. The orchestrator would be either sitting and listening to a shared inbox, or it would poll a shared inbox, and when emails are received, it would perform sentiment analysis on that email. If it decides that the sentiment is negative, then it would funnel that email to this agent, then the agent would perform its task. But we've baked in a debug mode where there's an interactive option, so I can actually prompt it with what is needed. And then in the main class, you can see we've got all of the initial run, all of the environment variable parsing. We've hard coded the MCP URL since this agent is built to Connect AI, and that's pretty much it. So the next thing I think is to just run our agent. So I'm going to run it in that interactive mode, and then I will prompt it with the email that it has received. So I've just told our agent that it received the following email from Premium Auto Group Europe. We're peeved. We have a breaking bug that we submitted and haven't gotten a response. And so it's at this point that we can see how the agent is calling the tools that are available. CData's bread and butter has always been in providing universal access to data no matter where that data is. This often presents itself as a database. So all of our tools have database-like names, database-like functions that they can perform. Get catalogs is going to list all of the connections that are available. Get columns is going to list all of the fields that are available for a given collection of objects. So in this first one, we can see here that it is going to our Salesforce connection and listing the columns for the account table. That table is the collection of objects that we're looking at. So you can see we're analyzing accounts, opportunities, tickets. We're looking at telemetry data coming from Snowflake. And then it takes all of that information, its understanding of where the data is, where it might be, and it's generating queries to pull data from those different sources. All of this data is being pulled in real time. So this isn't stored in a warehouse. It's not stale data. This is live data as it sits within our enterprise systems. And now it's working through its query data from different sources. The great thing about the Agent SDK is that it's handling this entire interaction lifecycle. So it's handling the context, making sure that the context is managed and maintained. It's handling memory. So it understands what it already knows. It's storing the results from these queries that it has sent for information to help build that analysis, managing the interaction between itself and the LLM to add intelligence to all of this. And so it's giving us the capability to enrich what would normally be a standard automation. Receive an email, create a task in Salesforce. What's great about this for developers is that you're working with a cleaner abstraction through the Claude Agent SDK. You're not having to make raw API calls, manage those calls, update those hard-coded URLs or even dynamic URLs based on different changes that are made to the APIs. And so we can see here finally, where we've submitted the query to insert the task. And it's inserted that task into Salesforce for the sales executive. And then, because it's an LLM, it has given us a summary of its analysis. So analyzed the negative sentiment email from Premium Auto Group Europe, created an urgent high priority task, customers frustrated, sentiment negative, they are, quote, peeved. And then it's done some analysis on the customer itself and created that task in Salesforce. And so this is just a very basic agent that we built using the Agent SDK. If you're ready to start building agents that have live access to all of your data as it sits, data in place, with full fidelity of all of the custom objects and fields that you have created within your systems, you can sign up for a free trial of Connect AI at cdata.com/AI. You can also check out the GitHub repo for CData software, where we've got different apps and agents that we built using different SDKs, including a similar one to the one that you've seen here with the Claude Agent SDK. So we'd love to hear what you're doing. We'd love to see what you're building. We'd love for you to join us on the CData community, community.cdata.com, and share what you've built. I want to thank you so much for your time. I hope you've learned something, and I can't wait to see what you're building.